John is a trained professional. Do not try this at home. Do not try to find rare shoes in the middle of nowhere either. You won't find any of these shoes from the video because they are paid actors. You'll have a higher chance of shitting out a golden egg than finding expensive shoes nearby. Enjoy the rest of the video and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to get hyphy with it. Ya feel me? Yee!
I was recycling some cardboard, and in the corner of my eye, I see a figure that looks so familiar. It might have been my superpowers, so I took a quick glance, and I just couldn't believe it. There were a pair of shoes abandoned in this corner. So I did what any rational person would do and just bring them home. What's up, you guys? It's Jon Manalo, and I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm going to be restoring these 2004 Playoff 12's. So just by looking at the shoes, they're held up by duct tape or some kind of electrical tape. And it has a few spots of super glue on the uppers. And we're definitely going to be using some rubbers for this. We don't want to catch no Corona or Modelo. And hold on, guys. Let me just position the shoes really quick for a quick thumbnail. Just something really quick about the gloves. So if you guys are using gloves to go outside, don't just toss them in the parking lot. That's disgusting. I'm not even trying to be all wholesome. It's just nasty to look at. Alright, so just put them in your pocket, burn your clothes, and then toss those gloves in the trash can. Alright, thank you. Alright, well, yeah, so these shoes have a lot of damage on the uppers. There's a lot of scuffs on the upper leather, a lot of torn rubber, and a ton of scuffs and oxidation. Okay, so I'm experimenting on how to deoxidize your rubber soles. So I'm just putting them in a plastic bag, and I'm just gonna douse them in hydrogen peroxide. I wanna see if this method is better than adding the Retrobrite method, which is just hydrogen peroxide, cornstarch, and OxiClean. And you guys shouldn't stare because it's a full moon right now. Alright, so while we're icing those up, we're just gonna take care of the midsoles by removing the factory glue and the super glue that is still on the midsole. And what I'm using is a blow dryer with acetone and cotton balls. And the blow dryer is only there to melt the adhesive, so the cotton balls and acetone will easily grab onto the glue and wash it off easily. And you can see the guy tried to use super glue on the midsole. I don't think it worked out for him since he ended up using a lot of duct tape in the end. And I got a lot of fellas asking me like, "Hey big bro, like yo, how come I can get my midsoles to stick? Like, I've done all your methods." And I hit him back with, did you try to clean both sides thoroughly? Did you use a blow dryer?
Like, no, not the blow dryer. I only did acetone and cotton ball. And by acetone, I mean my girl's nail polish remover.
Then I tell him, well, there's your issue. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta use pure acetone. Otherwise, you're not gonna get every little bit. And using a blow dryer really helps melt the adhesive for a nice clean surface.
Hey, that's where you to go, big dog. Keep it up, man. I can't wait to watch more of your videos, fam. Keep it up, bro. Much love from Antarctica, bro. Alright, take it easy. Peace.
And that's like 95% of my DMs. And this is why you guys should follow my steps thoroughly. But if it's still not working, I offer a service or a mentorship on my Patreon page for $20 a month. So link is in the description below. And I just wanted to take a quick break to show my ugly ass on camera. And I think I've been watching a little too much Richie Lee because even my gloves are distressed. Now I'm going to be using Rejuvenator to deep clean the upper leather material. Not only will it clean, but it will also rejuvenate the leather. Now if you guys don't have Rejuvenator, you guys can use water and a tiny amount of dish soap. Only because dish soap isn't really recommended for shoe cleaning. It'll make it look clean, but it'll also strip the natural oils that are inside of the leather shoes. That's why we all have different soaps for our hair, for our laundry, for our cars. They all serve a different purpose. So if you guys decide to use dish soap, make sure to replenish the leather with the leather conditioner right away, so you'll prevent it from cracking in the future. So I cracked open the Rejuvenator pods to deep clean the interior so it'll refresh the fabric and the insoles. So man, if you guys could have smelled what they... Yeah, just thank God there ain't no smell-o-vision for this types of videos. So I'm gonna continue to deep clean the insoles and a sock liner until they smell like fabuloso. So what I'm using to really clean the rubber soles is I'm using a wire brush. Now, if you guys are going to use a wire brush, make sure to only use it for only your soles. Don't use it for your suede and your soles because you're going to cause discoloration on your suede. So this is what they end up looking like for about 2 sessions in the indoor method with just hydrogen peroxide in the Ziploc bag. So right now I'm going to be using a Dremel tool to remove majority of that factory glue and then finish it off with acetone and cotton balls. Alright, so just the hydrogen peroxide isn't cutting it out for me, so I'm just gonna make the retro bright and then apply it on the soles and throw them into the light box. So it's pretty easy to make retro bright. Yeah, that was the wrong clip. So all you need is hydrogen peroxide, OxyClean, and cornstarch. So if you guys want to know an in-depth tutorial, let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video for you guys. If you guys are struggling with stubborn stains or scuffs onto the rubber sole, you guys can use like the knockoff version of the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. They're like super cheap and they work very well. You can do this on your Off-Whites, your Jordan 1s, your Nike Dunks, your Air Force 1s. It works on everything that has a rubber sole. So moving on to the uppers, I'm going to be using a Dremel tool to remove the factory glue and finishing it off with acetone and cotton balls. And filitas, anytime I want to re-glue, I always make sure that I clean it up right away with acetone and cotton balls just to make sure, you know what I mean. I could have cleaned it up weeks ago, but the bond wouldn't be strong just because I might have touched it, some, you know, dust got on it or whatever. So I just like to clean it up before I glue anything together with acetone just to make sure it sticks, you know what I'm saying. So for this, I'm using Rainia's water-based glue just for the footbed to bond with the zoom unit. It's not really meant for like structural strength like my Bark Cement Super Stick. It's just there so it doesn't move around. Yeah. So this is where we're really gonna bond the shoes together now. I'm just gonna tape up the uppers and then apply glue and then use a brush to evenly distribute the adhesive. After letting the adhesive cure for about 30 minutes, I use a blow dryer to get up to temperature to about 130 degrees. Once I reach that temperature, I clamp it together and then I do the whole thing up until I move on to the rubber soles. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm trying something different. Instead of bonding the rubber sole to the midsole first, I'm bonding the midsole to the upper first on the 12's only because of how it's structured, how it's molded. I just found it to be a whole lot easier to bond everything and make sure everything's aligned perfectly. I know I'm gonna get comments on why I'm not taping up the exposed carbon fiber. For me, I don't need to do extra work like that, especially since my adhesive is clear. It's gonna look perfectly fine without doing so, and the factory puts glue on the whole sole anyway, so I'm just doing exactly what the factory does. If you guys feel more comfortable taping up the carbon fiber on your Jordan 12 re-glues, feel free to do that. There's a lot of different methods out there. As long as you get the same result, it doesn't matter. I'm very comfortable with my methods, so whatever method works for you, you should stick with that. Now we're gonna move on to painting the uppers. Unfortunately, the foam part is stained, so we're gonna have to paint that as well. So for the upper leather, I'm gonna use acetone and cotton balls to remove all of the factory varnish that's on the uppers. This is to make sure that our paint will stick. So I'm gonna be removing some cotton that might be stuck onto the uppers with a brush to make sure our repaint looks seamless. So for the last part, I airbrushed a mirror-like chrome finish onto the tabs to match the lace holders up top. The tabs are already stained and they're oxidized, so I might as well just paint them a different color to make them look a whole lot better. So now we're at the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like the video. I didn't get a stimulus check, so those likes will be my stimulus checks. And make sure to subscribe so we can hit that 1 million, baby. Alright, y'all, take care and God bless. Yay! Special thank you to Dirty Electric for doing this render of me. It looks f***ing sick. So I appreciate you, brother. Follow him on Instagram and on YouTube. Alright, y'all. Peace.